Transformers Prime. I actually like it. Hello everyone, it's me, the Fallen 835, also known as Robert, back for another review. And today I'm here to review Transformers Prime Megatron. Now, there are reasons for me doing this review. Firstly, my recent Bioshock Infinite purchase looks much better in the packaging than it does outside, so it's going to stay there for the foreseeable future. If you want to go and see a picture of that, go and check out my Facebook page. Secondly, 2 weeks ago, on a Thursday, I had an epiphany, if you could say. I had a moment of clarity. I'm not religious, so I don't believe in anything like that. But I suppose my mind was changed by just pure coincidence. Before, I used to hate Transformers Prime. I was not a fan. I really did not like it. But I hadn't seen much of it. And on that Thursday, my mind was changed. And I thought, actually, Transformers Prime isn't that bad. So I thought, well, I'm going to start watching it to make up my own mind. And the weekend afterwards, I went out trying to look for a Voyager-class Starscream, couldn't find that. But what I did get is the Transformers Prime Darkness Rising DVD with the first 5 episodes on. Rewatched that and thought, actually, it's a pretty good series. So, over the past week and a half, I have been watching Transformers Prime. And I'm currently up to Season 2. I've just watched Toxicity? The one where Bulkhead has to try and find one of the relics but gets shot by an Insecticon as he's coming through the space bridge. And it's all up in the air whether he survives or not. That one, yeah. So I'm quite a way through, and it's a good series. It really is. And it prompted me to review the figure today, which is this. Megatron. So, before I look at the figure, as always, let's take a look at his bio. Now, I'm not going to go too much into Megatron because we all know who he is, but there's just certain aspects of Transformers Prime Megatron that I wish to touch on. Because in my opinion, the character in Prime has changed. Certain aspects of his personality has become different. He's more of a planner. He's more of a overall goal type of guy. What I mean by that is, I hate to use the word, but schemer. Instead of attacking the Autobots every episode, he figures out a plan to come up to destroy them. Whether this plan involves getting several relics together and then once he's got the relics he goes out and destroys them, or whether it's to try and resurrect dead Cybertronians from the planet and bring them through a space bridge. And so when it comes to the fights between Megatron and Optimus Prime, there are hardly any in the series, which is a good thing. I mean, in Generation 1, most episodes were Prime fighting Megatron during a battle or during an attempt to stop their plans. And I'm not saying that Megatron in Prime is unlike Generation 1. He is like it because G1 Megatron did have plans. He did come up with these crazy schemes to try and destroy the Autobots. But I just think, in terms of Prime, he's more of a thinker. He's more of a, okay, step back and let my actual soldiers do the work. Because most of the time, when they come up against Decepticons in the show, it's actually Megatron's goons. Like Knockout or Breakdown, which I like. I absolutely like. And also, with Megatron being infused with Dark Energon, it's made him more stronger, more powerful. It's made him more resilient in a battle. He can take more damage. But overall, it makes him more of a threat to the Autobots. So, onto the toy. So, here is the toy in question. And as you can see, he's some sort of Cybertronian jet. It's very accurate to the show because this is how he appeared in Prime. I like it. It's very nice. To me, it gives a very movie-esque one Megatron look, because in the first movie he was similar design to this. The paint scheme is okay. I mean, the paint is really on the wings, which will become the feet, which is this purplish paint. The rest of it is in the sort of grey plastic with purple plastic for Dark Energon. But it's nice, it is good. If you look at it from the side, it does look bad because you can see into the wings. Equally, if you look on the bottom, because you can see it's a robot. But if you take a look at the top, it looks fairly good. It looks quite cool. The main weapon, as you can see, is this fusion cannon, which I will get to. It's also got this, which I plugged onto the top because you can, which I'll show off more in his alt mode. So yeah, here's the fusion cannon. It's nice, it's got nice detailing, it's probably one of the only MechTech weapons that looks the part, that actually does what it's supposed to. Unlike Primes or Dreadwings or Skyquakes, this actually looks like it's supposed to. It looks like a fusion cannon. And the gimmick also works too, which you basically push this button in the front and BAM! He has a sword. Or he should have a sword, like so. Yeah. It works, but the thing is, the LED light, this bit here, is supposed to illuminate this bit, but it doesn't work at all. It really does not work. So why they even put the light on there in the first place, who knows? And just simply release it and they flick back. Like so. Now I will show off a way how you can use this, but without activating the light or breaking the gears, but I'll show that off in robot mode. Back to the jet. And the one thing that people may go about is that you can see Megatron's head. But that's perfectly fine because in the show, if you look carefully, you can see his head in some episodes. So it's accurate. I'm not digging it at all. This bit at the back sticking up is a bit annoying, but you can always do that, I suppose. And these front bits, these claws, they can be moved like so in any ways you want. But yeah, it's a nice mode. It's a sturdy mode. I've seen many people complain about the plastic of Prime toys, and beforehand I never had one in my hand to compare, but now I've got it in my hand. Yes, the plastic is thin. You can see that by the wings here, but it's still quite chunky. It's still quite sturdy. If you get it all compact in, you get all the bits right, it works. And despite having a bottom that looks like this, it still works. It's still quite chunky, so I'm not at all displeased with the plastic in any way. So, I think that's it for his alt mode, and on to transformation. Now then, while I'm transforming this guy, I will briefly go over what my thoughts are on the actual show itself, because you've all seen the transformation for Megatron before, and you probably don't want me showing it to you again, because I'll just do it in a way that looks completely like it isn't. So, yeah, Transformers Prime, it's good. There are some characters that I like, there are some characters that I don't like. There are characters which I think could have done better, and characters which, in my opinion, shouldn't really be in the show. I'll start off with the humans, because the humans are, in Prime, they're the one draw that people seem to go, it's humans. It's certainly what got me going, there's humans in it, I don't like it. The humans are annoying at first, I will give you that. They are annoying in the first 5 episodes, Darkness Rising, but afterwards, their characters grow. Their characters mature like they should. And, yeah, it shows. It really does. It becomes a point where, in certain episodes, they are needed. For instance, in Toxicity, even though Miko doesn't appear in it, she's still quite vital to the storyline. And in Flying Mind, in which the Decepticon ship is taken over by Dark Energon and becomes a voice of its own. Although, if you follow the aligned continuity, then technically the ship is Tripticon, so it would talk. But I'm going off on one. Yeah, so, and basically all the Autobots and Decepticons that are trying to stop the ship get immobilised. And the only way for them to stop it is by getting the humans on board, because the ship can't detect the human sensors. So, they are needed in certain areas. Yes, I admit sometimes they just aren't needed and they become very annoying and you're like, why are they here? But that's not regularly. It's not regular at all. I think there are more annoying characters in terms of Transformers than there are in terms of the characters, the humans. So, yeah, I don't mind them. I'm getting used to them and I'm looking forward to where they're going by the end of Season 2 because I'll soon be getting there shortly. On to the Decepticons first, because I do like the Decepticons. I'm a Con fan if you didn't know that already, although you probably already do. My fast becoming my favourite character in Transformers Prime is Knockout. Knockout, in my opinion, is one of the best characters in the series, apart from your main regulars, because not only does he has 2 personalities, 2 sides to him, and I'll get on more about this if I ever get the figure, but you've got this one side in which he's very conscious about the way he looks. He's very, he's a racer, he likes to race, he likes to go out and be fast, do stuff against the rules, and he likes the way he looks. However, there's also this other side of him, which is a much more cynical, much more sadistic side, which is his doctor side, in which he likes to basically break apart Autobots in the name of medical science, and gets a pleasure from deconstructing bots, which I love. I really do think it's quite cool. And of course he has his psychic breakdown, which those two make the perfect pair, I think, in Transformers Prime. They have some of the best comedy lines, but they're also quite cool to watch in action. Especially as you've got Breakdown, who's quite a bulking character, slightly thick, and you've got Knockout, who's all about looks, he's all about getting the job done, and these two characters work so well together. I really, really do like him. Characters I don't like in terms of Decepticons, Arachnid or Black Arachnia, because let's face it, she is Black Arachnia. Don't give me that bull crap about, oh, she's not Black Arachnia. She is, okay? She's the same as Beast Wars, she's the same as Armada, she's just under a different name. I really, really do not like Arachnid in the show because, for one, her backstory isn't really explained. I mean, she appears in the one episode where, the first episode she appears in, Jack and RC are in a forest and they come across her ship that's crashed there. To find out she's been hunting species, and it's like, oh, okay, well, alright, that's alright, alright. And then they see her and she's got like this weird spiderish looking Cybertronian mode, which I still can't get used to. And you're like, okay, that's slightly weird, but we can accept it, I suppose. And then throughout the story, nothing more is explained about how she can use webs from her hands, or why she chose that form, or frankly, why she was in the Decepticons in the first place, because it doesn't really seem like she would. I mean, in my opinion, Art Animated did the character and the toy better. And I know Jim, MONKEYZENTV, will completely disagree with me that, nope, the character's better in Prime, but seriously, I don't know. In Animated, her backstory was explained. She was Elita 1. She was with Prime and Sentinel, and I like that because it's not only a nod to Generation 1, it's also good when you have an Autobot redone in a way that you didn't think. But also, it's just, and then her spider mode's explained in Animated, but yet in Prime it's not, and I'm just, why? Why? Couldn't we have a story where it's like, oh, this is how she got her powers? So, Starscream is alright. Starscream's the same as ever. I prefer animated Starscream, to be honest, because in Animated, he died. He was then he was against Megatron until he had to go with Megatron in Season 3. But in Prime, it seems Starscream's become rogue, then he's gone back to the Decepticons, then he's loyal to Megatron again, then he's trying to kill him, then he's back again. And it just doesn't work for me, to be honest. So, I don't know about it. If somehow Starscream can redeem himself, then by all means that's cool. Dreadwing, I haven't really seen much of Dreadwing, to be honest, because he's only appeared in several episodes. He's quite cool. Skyquake was awesome, but he should have appeared in more episodes. And I mean, him being a zombie, yeah, it's alright, but it would have been nice if he appeared in more. And that's pretty much it for the Decepticons. I'm trying to think if there's another one I've missed. I don't think so. In terms of Autobots, they're alright. I mean, everyone's the same. I don't really have a huge attachment to the Autobots in Prime, to be honest. I mean, you've got Prime, you've got Bulkhead, you've got RC. I think the only one that I like particularly is Ratchet, because he's an old git who, frankly, doesn't give a damn about Earth or the humans and just wants to get back to Cybertron. So I quite like that. I do. And Wheeljack, because Wheeljack's just awesome. Although, he shouldn't be called Wheeljack, he should be called Drift. Yes, he should be called Drift. And throughout my ramblings, I have completed the figure. Voila! So, let's have a look at the figure in his robot mode. So, here is Megatron in his robot mode. And again, this is probably his better mode out of the two. It looks really, really cartoon accurate. It's awesome. It's quite small when you compare it to previous Voyagers, but overall it's good. Now, he does have a huge problem in this mode, which it can be fixed easily, and it's this. It's basically Megatron has a lot of back kibble. Now you can sort that out by pushing these to the side, if you get the arms out of the way, pushing these to the side like so and sort of flipping them up, or doing whatever, so like that, I suppose. That there is ways around it, but if only you can take these off. I have seen PL's review where he shows you how to take these off, and yeah, it would look better, but frankly, as long as you put them like that so they can't be seen at the front, they're not so bad really. They aren't so bad. Articulation for him, his head can swivel left and right about that much because it's blocked by this plastic here, like so. It can look up and down vaguely. These shoulder pads can move up and down to allow the arm more movement. The arm is on a ball joint, so it can do all sorts of fancy articulation, but the thing you've got to watch out for is that if you push it back too much, then what happens is you unclip the whole of his back section, so he has arms like this. Yeah, you've got to be careful there, because it's not that it doesn't clip in, it clips in slightly, and the arms should clip in at each side, but if you just stretch the ball joint back too much, then it will pop out. So yeah, he has a bend at the elbow, like so. Bend at the elbow. His wrists do swivel, like so. However, I would have preferred it if the joint was up here at the actual shoulder, not slightly downwards, because it does limit his range of articulation for the arm. His hands can move in and out, like so. However, just a note, when you're transforming it back to his alt mode, you've got to be careful with these hands, because I've noticed a white mark on this one, and it will... I'm not quite sure, but I imagine if you transform him too much, you will start to wear away and it might break. So just to watch there. He has no waist articulation, however. He has swivel thighs, like so. He also has ball jointed thighs, so you've got a nice range of articulation there. Go out, go in, huge amounts. Twist, as I said. They bend at the knees, so you can go back like so. Nice range of joints there. And his feet are on the sort of... They do move back and forth, but that is due to transformation. But his back heel spur also sort of moves in and out like so. And you do need these really, because otherwise he's quite back heavy with all the kibble he's got at the back. But yeah, and so it's a good range of articulation. I've seen worse for a figure. I mean, just look at some of the Dark of the Moon stuff and the movie stuff. So I'm not at all disappointed with the articulation of this person, of Megatron. It's just, sometimes, I don't know if it's on mine, but these legs are quite loose, and they can be fixed easily by putting a bit of glue there or whatever to try and thicken it up. But it's just, it still stands, he still stands quite well. It's just sometimes these legs make him lean forward like that. So you got to watch out there. Although it may just be mine and I may just be nitpicking, because it's actually a pretty good toy. Now, weapon, because I did say I'd mention the weapon and how to make this weapon work without using the batteries. And this is another method from PL, so thank you very much. Basically, you have to hold the back section here, hold that, and simply flick these out to form the sword. Keep that back like so. Make sure, like so, and there you have the sword, without the gimmick, without the lighting, without destroying the gears, and it does look good. It looks pretty awesome, and I mean, the light is just shining in now, so you try and see that it does reflect the light in some way, but not much. I mean, it's nice, and I do like this because this sword was used in the show. If you look during his fights with Prime, Megatron uses the sword as a sort of melee weapon, so I like it. And again, he can plug on there or either side, but of course it's this side because that's the side that Megatron always wears his fusion cannon. So as you can see, really nice weapon there on Megatron's shoulder. And I don't know if this is going to show, but he has a lot of light piping. All this purple see-through plastic, which is supposed to represent dark energon, is very see-through, and it reflects the light enormously well. So if you was to get a light and try and shine it through the back, it would reflect. And there we are. If it's going to show, he's got quite a lot of lighting on him, which is great, and especially in the eyes, he's got some fantastic light piping there. So it's always nice. His other little sword gimmick thing, it's alright. I like it because if you look back to the origins of Megatron, and this was talked about in Orion Pax, the Season 2's episode beginning, Megatron was a Kaon. Before he was a leader, he was fighting in Kaon pits, the gladiator pits, and so he would have used weapons like this to take off his enemies. And I think that's awesome because it can just simply plug on to here, or it can actually, can it even plug on there? No, it can only plug on there, like so. But it makes him look like he has this stabbing sword gimmick, and it's that's annoying. Look, you got to fold the hand back for it to work. But yeah. Now he's got this awesome dagger type thing. It's so cool. I like it. I really do. Because it makes Transformers Exiles, if you've ever read the book, more... It makes it relevant, to be honest. Because the first part of that book was good. About Megatron, or Megatronus, and Orion's... not really descent, the other word. What is it? Rise into leadership, and then the rest of the book was just shit, but yeah. So, it's awesome, and with both of these weapons, Megatron is completely armoured up here, and looking freaking awesome, may I say. He is really, really good. Now, there is another thing you can do. On the back here, you have this port, like so, which the fusion cannon can fit into, and it can use as a storage, but frankly, who is going to do that? You're just going to do this, aren't you? You're just going to... This is the way I display him. Like this, looking awesome as usual. So, yeah, he is a very, very nice figure. Overall, his Alt mode is sturdy, yet probably not necessary. But still, it's a nice second mode for a figure that really doesn't need it. And the robot mode is fantastic. Yes, the plastic is a little bit thinner, it's a little bit weaker, but overall it doesn't hamper the figure in any way. It doesn't hamper the look, and the articulation is awesome. So overall, would I recommend getting this? Yes, although you've probably already got this because I'm behind everyone when it comes to Transformers Prime. So, you're probably watching this wondering, what the hell are you going on about, Robert? We've already talked about this years ago, so yeah. I'm sorry everyone, I'm recently got into Prime. Will I be getting more Transformers Prime? Yes, but not now. Not recently. I'll probably wait until AA because I have to save up for AA now, because otherwise I won't have any money to go there with. So I'll be looking out for certain figures at AA, like Breakdown, cough cough, and maybe some others. So yeah, I do have one more Transformers Prime figure which I'm going to review probably next week or the week after, or maybe the end of this week, which is Prime Hotshot, which is the repaint of Bumblebee. So look forward to that. But overall, this is an awesome figure. You should get it. And yeah, I like Prime now. So I have to apologise just before I go to Jim, MONKEYZENTV, because throughout the past several months he's been going on about how Prime was good, and I've been going, no, it's not good. And anyone else on YouTube who's saying it's good, I know Ed Bumblejumper 7085 has been saying about it, and so there's like so many others, and I've been going, oh no, it's rubbish. But it's not, okay? And here's the proof. Megatron is proof. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time for another Transformers review. Goodbye everyone. Bye bye.